Hi Sagittarius, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. This is going to be a reading for the month of August, and I hope it resonates. If it doesn't, I check out your rising and your moon sign as well. So we'll just get started. So the first card that I have for you is the Eight of Pentacles. So I think that for those of you that are single, I think the Eight of Pentacles symbolizes like a period of apprenticeship. So I think that before you can move forward, you're realizing that you need to learn from your past relationships and deal with the effects of your past relationships in order to avoid repeating the same mistakes in the future. So I think that you feel kind of in a period where you're reflecting on your past relationships, and you kind of realize that you need to deal with these issues before you move forward. Although I see that it is tempting, I think that a part of you is also, telling you to kind of bite the bullet, go for it. If you're interested in someone, let them know, let somebody know if you like them. But I think that there's something holding you back from doing that, and I think that that's your reflection on the past, because we also have the Four of Cups, and with this card, it can indicate that you're regretting past mistakes in the love department. So you might be focused on what is missing in your love life, or the relationships that you've had that didn't work out. And the issue by focusing on this is that you might be missing opportunities for love that are right in front of you. So, and if you miss this opportunity, you might find that, you regret it later on, or that and if you dismiss potential partners or offers for dates, you may find that you might be missing out on somebody that's special. I think that the period of reflection that you're having to deal with those issues is important, but you don't want to dwell too much on the past and dwell too much on the mistakes that were made. So you don't want to dwell too much on that and then miss an opportunity that you might have, right? So I had this card with, the regrets paired with the Seven of Swords. So, this could mean that you may meet, or that you have met somebody that was deceitful and manipulative. And this may be what you're thinking about. You might be thinking of this person that manipulated you or lied to you, or maybe there was a third party situation that you're, having a hard time to let go of. But this can also indicate that game playing. So, it kind of indicates that if you want a loving relationships, you need to resist the urge to play games with any potential partners that you might meet. You also want to steer clear of the people that play games with you, right? And in order to avoid what has possibly happened in the past, I think that a lot of you, some of you have been hurt in the past, and, rest assured that what's coming towards you this month is really positive for love. I think you're going to get what you deserve. So, if you've had people play games with you and you've been kind to them, I think that you'll meet somebody special, and you'll get the love and treatment that you deserve, because this is paired with the Lovers. So, the Lovers is one of the best cards you can get. It signifies soulmate and kindred spirit, an intense bond between two people. So if you're single, it could really mean that love is coming your way. It could be more infatuation and like a very intense attraction and like a deep connection of mutual and a lot of mutual understanding. But I would say just be careful not to dwell too much on the past. Be careful not to play games, because that could affect your new love relationship that's coming towards you. This can also, the Lovers can also represent, finding balance within yourself. If you're learning to understand yourself and what you value, you can bring harmony and balance into your own life. But it could also mean that you have some choices to make, and you're faced with a dilemma. You may be feeling uncertain about certain situations or the people in your life, or what direction to take. You may be feeling that somebody's potentially playing games with you, or you may be very caught up with what's happened in the past, some deceit that's happened in the past, and you're working through learning some mistakes in order to have a positive relationship. So at the end, I do think that I think you need to be careful between looking too much into the past and looking too much with regret of the mistakes that you've made, and that you miss the potential love that is coming forward to you. And I would just say to be careful not to play games with somebody, or be careful of somebody playing games with you as well. But I think you're learning that this is not what you want. This is not the kind of behavior that you want. You don't want deceitful behavior, and you're ready to let go of all the mistakes that were made in the past and move forward. And I do see a very positive connection coming your way, Sagittarius. And it's possible that you may have met this person. For those of you that are traveling, it's very possible that this is someone with a different cultural background, or that you've met through traveling, that you're going to have a very intense bond with. For those of you that are coupled, I would say that, the effort that you're putting into this relationship, for those of you that are coupled, is really starting to pay off. I think that you and your partner are on your way to achieving your mutual goals, whatever that is. So if you're both working hard to secure a financial future and a family, I think that this is going very positively. And I also think that you might be having a new chapter in the relationship. So whatever you've been working towards, you may have a new start. So in terms of getting engaged, it could be going to the next level. Getting married, if you were casual, it could turn into something exclusive, or you guys could have been working to buying a house, and you could have been working to going on a trip or having a baby. And I see that whatever you've been working towards here will lead to a new start with this person. You might have been working on your relationship, saving money for something, and I see it coming to fruition here. But I would just be careful, because the Four of Cups can indicate that you can, become complacent in a relationship, or that you're kind of caught up in a fantasy of what you want your relationship to be. But you're not appreciating it for what it is. So I think this card is just a reminder to appreciate your partner, and not overly fantasize, and just be very clear about your expectations and what you want from your partner, and to make sure that it's not uprooted in fantasy, and that it's more realistic expectations. So this card is paired with the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is not a necessarily great omen. I think it could include deception or betrayal or lies or cheating. It could be a sign of infidelity, but I wouldn't jump to a negative conclusion necessarily on that. I would just say that for those of you that are coupled, there might be some type of deception. It doesn't have to be cheating. It could be just simply that one of you is not being honest about your feelings, and one of you might be trying to manipulate the other instead of just being upfront and honest about what you want. It could be just as simple as maybe one of you is not ready to move in and together, and you're not communicating with your partner, or whatever it is. It could just be a lack of communication, and so I would just be mindful of that, just in your relationship, because of this card, just to facilitate open communication, so that no one feels like they have to lie about something, to, no matter how small it is, to protect the other person's feelings. And I do see really positive outcome, despite all of this, because if it's something negative, so the Justice card, the person will get what they deserve, right? And if everything is everyone's being honest in the relationship, then it will just lead to further commitment. So what you're working towards, that would make sense, because it's leading to commitment. But if someone was being deceitful in the relationship, I think it will come to light this month, and the person will get the consequences that they deserve. But I don't see it in that way, to be honest. I see it in a positive way. I think that it could lead to commitment. The honesty, the open communication that needs to be done here will lead to long-term commitment, because ultimately at the end of the day you have a Lover's card, and if you're in a relationship, this could indicate a rekindling of your romance in your relationship, and the bond between you and your partner will increase and deepen more than you could imagine. And the Lovers represents that you and your partner have a spiritual and emotional and mental and physical connection as well. And this could be heightened, the increase in commitment, because something comes to light, because you're realizing you or your partner to not fantasize the person, have idealistic expectations of them, and to learn to appreciate them for who you are. And because you're learning that, if there was a deceit that came to light, I think that you're learning that open communication is really important, and that you are working through that. In the end, it will lead to a rekindling of the love if there was any issues. For career, I think that, I see that this is a period of time for you where you have a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication to whatever projects that you are working on, and the effort that you put in will pay off, and it will lead to results and rewards. I think that you're really intensely working on something. I know it seems boring at the time, and it might seem like mundane in the moment, but this card is just signifying don't give up. You are on the brink of success, and no matter how dull it might seem, you are getting there. And the skills that you are learning now will add to you later on in life, and you will get more self-confidence from achieving this. I think this card can also signify a new job. So for those of you that are looking to get a new job, this is a great omen this month. Even if you're starting your own business, this could represent, it indicates self-employment, building a business, a trade, and being successful at it, starting that this month. Even if you're not planning a career change, it's a good omen in terms of signifying accomplishment and achieving goals. So things that should be going well in a work setting. So even if you're not changing jobs, things should be going well for you in the work settings, because some of you are becoming specialists in something, in whatever field you are working on. You're working on your craft and you're mastering, you're becoming specialists in it. If you're still in school, or if you're going back to school, it could signify that you could be offered a scholarship. And but in general, I really see good news and new beginnings for you. I think you're taking action, you're starting something, and you're finding passion, you're finding enthusiasm. You're also accepting challenges. You're getting fired up, you're getting in the game, you're discovering your own potential. And I think that you're finding creative sparks, you're feeling bold, and it's really fun and exciting times for you right now, because you feel creatively charged. And again, this is really great omen for work and new energy and enthusiasm, and you're having a lot of drive this month to accomplish your goals. If you're job hunting, it could represent a new job or a new career path. It can indicate a challenge in your current job, like a promotion or a project that you can, but you will rise to the occasion. And I think this month in general, you'll be coming up with a lot of creative ideas. You'll be thinking outside the box. So I think if you keep this energy, you'll do really well for the month, because I think some of you, especially last month, I think some of you were, dwelling on some missed opportunities, career that could have been happening career-wise. Some of you might have had remorse or regret, and some of you may have been dealing with depression, or have been very negative towards your life, and some of you have felt like you lost your passion and your motivation, and but I think this kind of, with this card, it's also to be mindful of the opportunities that were offered to you. So you may have been feeling nostalgic or fantasizing, or you were unsatisfied with your career before. You may have felt like you're stagnant, and both in money and career, that you weren't able to see the opportunities before you, but or you weren't able to see the opportunities around you. So, and I don't think that it helped, because I think some of you were experiencing some deceit or trickery in your work settings. I think some of the colleagues might have tried to undermine you. Maybe they were spreading lies behind your back, or, general gossip, or like taking your clients. So I do think that some of you were struggling with that in the past, and so I think that some of you were holding on to past regrets that you had job-wise, or just feeling you were feeling very stagnant, and there may have been things going on in your work that were affecting all of your drive and your motivation here. But I think at the end you will move past it, because we have the Justice card. So for whoever those coworkers were, they will get what's coming to them. And you just need to focus on your own work and your own goals, which I see that you are working towards it. And you do have, and the Lovers card in terms of career context is that you may have a business partnership between somebody else that's very beneficial. So you might meet somebody where you're on the same wavelength. You're mutually supportive of each other. So for those of you that are starting a business, maybe that's the case. Maybe you found someone that you really connected with, and so I think that in general for career, Sagittarius, I think that I do see a very positive outcome. I see you working towards it. If you've applied to something, you're starting something new, you're starting something creative. If you've applied to something, I do see it. I do see it going in your direction, but just be mindful. Be mindful of like past regret or negativity, any that you might have, or these toxic work relationships, and just detach yourself from any of those situations and just focus on yourself and on your goal. And ultimately, I think that you may meet somebody where that, on a creative project that you're working on, or in a hobby where you might have a real like working connection there. And I think that you will get what you deserve. And so whatever hard work that you're putting in here, whatever hard work you're putting in, you will get the rewards for it. So I would just keep positive and keep your head up and keep working on it. In general this month, communication is going to be easier. If you're planning to travel, it's going to be much smoother. I see you getting higher learning. I see you focusing on your passion. I see you meeting people with different cultures, forming friendships. For those of you that are traveling, I see you forming deep friendships. I think that you're partying. I think you're celebrating, and you're getting out of this darkness that you had last month, and this darkness where you felt held back, and you were just surrounded by toxic people. I see you getting out of that and moving on to better horizons. So I hope that this reading resonated with you, Sagittarius, and I will see you for the mid-month. Take care.